couldn't take my shirt off in public. I used to change in the bathrooms because I felt so uncomfortable with my body. Guys had six packs and whatever, and there's me with, you know, quite on the larger side for my, well, just in general, not just for my age.
So the first one I've got.
Oh wow! This was at my house. I think I was about 3 or 4 years old. Obviously, Kieran Murray, he's a family friend for a long time through my dad playing cricket and being involved in sort of cricket from an administrative point of view. He always came and stayed at home for a couple of days whenever he visited and toured South Africa, especially Durban. And yeah, it's probably one of my early childhood memories, cricketing memories. But yeah, so I'll probably say 3 to 4 years old. In my backyard, there was obviously one of the legends of Indian cricket from a wicket-keeping point of view, Kieran Murray. Yeah.
So cricket was obviously then a very big part of your life from an incredibly early time.
Very much so. It started with my dad coaching me in the backyard from the age of 3. That's the first thing I could do was hold the cricket bat. My dad introduced me to various codes of sport, cricket and football, my two passions and two loves. And yeah, in the backyard, a lot of tears, a lot of broken windows, a lot of shouting and swearing, keep the ball on the ground, that sort of thing. But yeah, when you look back, I probably wouldn't have asked for it any other way in terms of the way my dad coached me and how hard he was on me. I think he knew how difficult it is to break into sport and pursue it as a career, and always instilled the value of working hard and never leaving any stone unturned. So yeah, grateful for those memories.
What kind of a kid were you?
Fat, lazy, soft. I was a proper mommy's boy, but I realized very quickly that, you know, obviously fitness journey was a huge thing for me. Obviously did it a little bit later rather than younger, but I think through all the tears and everything, it molded me to become the person I am today. My mom still tries to cotton wool me at times, but she knows I'm a lot harder and tougher than that. My dad, he's still my #1 fan, my biggest critic, still my coach to date. But yeah, to describe me, I was fat, soft, and lazy. I'm the complete opposite right now, yeah. Oh no, do I really want to see this photo?
Yeah, well, it's just lovely. You do look like a bit of a mummy's boy.
Yeah, that's my mom. That actually happened probably within a year of me losing a lot of weight. It's probably 23, 24, around there. That was my age. Yeah, it was actually a family wedding that we went for. Yeah, so yeah, my mom still tries, like I said, tries to cotton wool me, but I don't hear any of it now.
She tried to fatten you up?
Yes, she did. Well, when I came back after losing weight, she used to, like, I don't know how she got the combination code for my lock, but she used to open my bag and like shove chocolates in my bag, thinking that I was going to eat it, but it was never the case, yeah.
I was going to ask you, I think this is quite an early domestic game.
Yeah, so that was also, that would have been around Ramslam. That was when Lance Klusner was coach. I would say that's around about 2015. Yeah, I came back from the UK having lost a lot of weight and found myself making more teams more regularly from a domestic point of view. Yeah, that was a warm-up game we played. Just before the Ramslam competition kicked off. It was Dolphins versus Natal B at the time in Chatsworth Oval. Obviously, that's one of the players, Sinuran Muthuswamy, who is currently in the Proteas squad and playing for Pretoria Capitals. He was still an upcoming youngster over there, so he must have been about, if I was 24, 25, he was probably around 21, I would say. So yeah, very early memory. It's probably the season that I had my sort of stepping stone to make my real break into domestic cricket, and obviously the year after I made my debut for South Africa.
You mention it again there. It sounds like the whole weight thing was actually a really big deal for you.
It was a big turning point in my career, not in terms of the way I trained. I've always been a good trainer. When I came out of school, I worked hard on my game, but fitness was something that let me down in terms of fielding was a big part of it. And just before I went to the UK in 2014, Lance Klusner was the coach at the Dolphins, who I'm very grateful for. Obviously someone that's been at the peak of their powers on the international stage, showed me what it was like to be a professional cricketer. And he said to me, you have to lose 5 kgs of weight. And I ended up losing 17 and a half, which was one of the most life-changing moments, not from a cricketing perspective in terms of skill, but more especially from a self-esteem point of view. I couldn't take my shirt off in public. I used to change in the bathrooms because I felt so uncomfortable with my body. Guys had 6-packs and whatever, and there's me with, you know, quite on the larger side for my, well, just in general, not just for my age. And once I lost weight, I couldn't keep my shirt on. But it just gave me the confidence to believe that I could do anything. And I always say that life experiences, it might not impact, like doing something today in cricket might not impact necessarily in cricket, but it could impact in your life in a different capacity. And that happened to be one of those things where losing weight gave me the self-discipline and motivation to believe that I can do anything.
I don't know if you remember that moment.
That was my debut. My first wicket was Steve Smith. Interesting story. Alim Dar was the umpire, and he came to the nets the day before. Obviously, umpires have their pre-match rituals and stuff, and I was bowling. I think it was to Stephen Cook in the nets, if I'm not mistaken, and I bowled exactly the same delivery. And it happened, like he came down the wicket and tried to play the ball, and he's like, I'll give that out. Literally, first couple of overs in the whacker, and he gave it the whole thing. So it was very nostalgic as to the way it happened. Yeah, obviously one of the most prized wickets in international cricket. Steve Smith, at the time he was world #1. Look, I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd play Test cricket. Always had the dream, or play any form for South Africa, but had the dream that I wanted to do. So I was very grateful to get the opportunity, and to be backed in Perth where no other spinners probably played or made a debut was very special for me.
Interesting. This is from 2014. This is from your Instagram page.
Yeah, this was actually during the Champions League. Our first year, I'm quite a spiritual and religious person, so whenever I go to India, I try to visit temples as much as possible. Obviously we have temples in South Africa, but to experience my own religion, culture and spirituality from sort of the land of where my forefathers came from is always special to me. If I'm not mistaken, this was in Bangalore. It's the oldest Hanuman temple that there was. Fortunate enough that I got to go there. Yeah, it was a very powerful moment for me to experience that. Obviously the tournament didn't go according to plan, but it was a wonderful experience. My first taste of proper international quality cricket, having played against some of the biggest names and people that I've looked up to. I mean, I played against Chennai Super Kings, so playing against MS Dhoni, Ashish Nehra, Suresh Raina, Dwayne Smith, Brendan McCullum, you know, those, it's like people that you, like I said, see as role models. To get to play against them is one of the biggest highlights of my career.
If you could go back in time and talk to that little boy who had a bit of a problem with weight and poor self-image, if you could give him some advice, what piece of advice would you give to him?
So, yeah, I'd probably say you've got to look at it as a holistic package, not just pure skill, but you know, the mental aspect, the physical aspect, the emotional aspect. You've got to train your eyes, you know, small things like that. You've got to be really detailed about what you want to do. So to answer the question, I'd probably say, don't just focus on the bigger picture. You've also got to look at the finer details from a younger age.
How do you feel about where your life is right now?
I'm very grateful. You know, everyone would say play earlier, play later. For me, I'm just very grateful for the way things panned out. I always believe everything happens at the right place at the right time, because it prepares you for something or gives you the opportunities. We all want to score 100 and take 5 wickets every game, but unfortunately it's not the reality of the situation. I think I'm a very process-driven person, so I focus on my processes. Outcomes are uncontrollable, but I'm very grateful. I mean, I've been blessed with a baby girl, so she's my new reason. When you have a rough day at the office, I see her smile and it takes everything away. Yeah, I've got good support base from my wife and my dad. My dad, he still follows me everywhere to date, so I'm very grateful for where I am in my life. I want to play for as long as I can. My passion and fire is still there. It's still burning. Every morning I wake up, I still want to bowl my best delivery, so I'm very happy for where I'm at with my cricket right now. Hi guys, I'm Keshav Maharaj, and now I'm the Durban Super Giants captain.